Passive income does not exist without active income. So this is for anyone who wants to invest, anyone who wants to become wealthy over time. Everyone's looking for a shortcut, right? Everyone wants to get to a point where they don't have to work anymore, right? Work is what feeds your passive income, right? So whether that's your business, whether that's your job, the work you do right now is what is feeding whatever you're able to invest into, right? So everyone wants to get to a point where they can, obviously enjoy life more and have more time for the things that they like outside of money, right? Like that's a given. There's so many things I like outside of money, right? I love just being here, able to enjoy a beautiful day, a beautiful time by like a lake or a pond, right? Like this is enjoyable, this is serene, right? But this has to be earned, right? To be able to do this consistently, to be able to just relax and enjoy nature, right? You can't just do that every day, right? Or spend time with your family or go on vacations, right? You need money to do these things, right? So I don't ever foresee myself not working, right? That's a very bad way to look at life, because work is your contribution to society, right? And the type of work you do, right? It's not about the type of work you do. It's about the fact that you're actually contributing something of value, right? And some people contribute little value and some people contribute a lot of value, right? But the idea behind just finding a way to earn passive income without doing shit is fatal, right? Because at the same time, right? Let's contrast two things, and I'll get into how to do this, but do you feel better when you're achieving your goals, you're working a lot, you're making money, right? You're crushing it in the gym and you're like putting in your dues, right? Do you feel better when you're doing that, or do you feel better when you're sitting on your ass all day scrolling or just looking out the window for hours on end, right? What do you feel better doing? I feel better when I'm getting after it. I feel better when I know that I'm growing, that I'm improving, that I'm using all of the God-given faculties that I have, right? Because at the end of the day, we're not here to be sedentary. We're not here to just relax all the time. We're not here to just take it easy and not deal with society, deal with work, deal with the struggles of being an employee or an entrepreneur. Like, we're here to experience that because we're here to help each other grow, right? And the work we do is here to help other people in some way, shape, or form. So get that. It's very foundational, right? Once you establish that and you establish that, hey, I'm always going to work, I'm always going to put in some form of dues, right? Then you're free, because now you get rid of the illusion that there's some form of passive income that can be achieved consistently without work, right? So that's first and foundational. Once you are able to establish that, and once you're able to start putting in the work and start doing the extra hours and start actually enjoying it, like I actually enjoy the extra hours I put in doing my doing Uber on the side. Like I enjoy that. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy having conversations with people. I meet a lot of cool people doing it, right? So it's actually enjoyable for me. It actually is good, because not only, and I'm just talking about like Uber and Lyft, but I get out, because I don't really party a lot, right? Like I don't go out, I don't really have a lot of like I don't really have like a social life per se, right? So I get to, kind of use the social skills that I have and socialize. Like it's good for your mental health, right? Like being able to socialize with other human beings is good. Obviously you don't want to overdo it, but I enjoy it, right? And to get to passive income, right, you need to be willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do, right? As far as like work, right? Because a lot of people, right, are working just to pay their bills, right? Like I would argue that most people living in the US and really all around the globe are just working to pay their bills, or they're working and saving for some day in the future where they think, I don't know, like saving is just also like the biggest lie. Like just saving money, consistently saving money all the time. Like you need to save with a purpose, right? And that brings me to my next point. Like saving money is great. Saving money is useful. Saving money is better than spending money, right? Like that's obvious. But if you save and just save, that's not going to do anything. You need your money to work as just as hard as you. Like I'm working right now 70 hours a week, right? 60, 70 hours a week. And I put my money into stocks and crypto coins every single week, right? Now, the amount varies week to week, right? Like some weeks maybe I'll put 250, some weeks maybe I'll put 500, right? But the point is that I understand that inflation is always going to be existent, right? Prices of gas, prices of eggs, prices of bread, prices of milk, all that shit's always going to go up. So I understand that for me to be able to outpace that, for me to basically beat inflation over time, I need to put money into things that grow over time. So my money's going up as the inflation's going up. But people have it backwards, where they think I'm just going to save, and that money that I save is going to give me some form of leverage someday in the future, whether it's a house, whether it's like saving for retirement. And again, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and this brings me to my next point, guys. If you're not growing, like, as far as your money goes, if your money's not growing, by default it's staying stagnant or it's dying, because it's either sitting there not doing anything, or it's gonna die. Either you're gonna spend it or you're gonna lose it, right? So your money, you have to think of your money as a tool that needs to always compound over time. It needs to always be growing, right? Like, I never foresee myself not investing, right? Even if I'm not investing in crypto, I'm investing in index funds, right? Because at the end of the day, I understand that in order for me to beat the devaluation of the dollar and the price of goods rising, I need to have my money go up consistently, week to week, month to month, year to year, right? And if you're able to do that over a long period of time, that's how you become rich. But a lot of people think that there's some way where they can just make a lot of money, save, right? Put their money into a 401k, buy a house. That's kind of like the traditional like things that our parents told us, right? But that's not actually how you build wealth. And this kind of concerned me for the longest time, because I was like, yo, like, everyone's telling me to buy a house. Everyone's telling me to go to school. Everyone's telling me to get a good job, right? But that's just surface level, right? What do you do once you have the job? What do you do once you have the house, right? People don't talk a lot about like how to actually operate when you're in the system, right? People tell you how to get in the system, right? Get a good degree, get a job, right? Get a house. They teach you how to get in the system, but they don't teach you how to work around the system, right? And that's what I'm here to do with you guys. So these are just some ideas, I'm just brainstorming with you guys. But if you're struggling right now, you need to get a second job. You need to start working more, right? Plain and simple, right? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe you just don't have the amount of money you want at the end of the month to be able to invest, again, it's up to you. I literally drive around all the time, and places are hiring, right? There's plenty of places. And a lot of you guys, you don't want to go work at McDonald's. You don't want to go work at Walmart. You don't want to go drive Uber. You don't want to work security, guys. But again, at the end of the day, do you want to stay poor? Do you want to stay in the situation you're in, where you're just, life sucks and you don't have money? Like, bro, honestly, I think the worst thing in life is being poor. I really can't see, outside of like death and like torture and abuse, the worst thing in life is being poor, right? I think that's arguably, if you ask most people, like, what's the worst thing that is you're experiencing right now in your life, it's not having enough money. Right now, obviously, people go through divorce, people have drug issues and stuff like that, right? But I would argue, as a standard thing across, the most amount of people, I think not having the money they want is the biggest. If they could change one thing, think of how many people play lotto, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, I work in a gas station. It's like, bro, like, so many people are playing lotto, and it's like, yo, I look at it and I'm like, yo, this is the problem. People really need more money, and it's like, there's a way to get it, but you have to work for it, and you have to make your money work for you over time, right? But again, that's the answer people don't want to hear. People want to hear something more shiny. People want to have like a get rich quick sort of like spoon-fed answer, and it's like, that's just not how life works. I can sit here and lie to you and be like, yeah, man, play lotto, or try to hit it big in the stock market, or try to day trade, and it's like, again, that's not the way to build wealth. That's a lot of risk, right? And I'm not saying you can't be opposed to risk, right? Obviously, there's some risk investing in the stock market to begin with, right? But you gotta always also ask yourself, what's the risk of not investing in the stock market? What's the risk of keeping your money stagnant for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? I'll just give you some numbers, right? Let's say you make $50,000 a year. That's the average income for most people, right? and let's say your living expenses accumulate to about $40,000 a year, $30,000 a year. If you're only able to save an extra $10,000 to $20,000 a year, right, making $50,000 a year, because that's what most people make over their lifetime. In 40 years, what's 20,000 times 40? That's $800,000. $800,000? Do you guys think $800,000 is going to be the same $800,000 it is today? No, it's not. So you have to understand, like, yeah, $800,000 might seem a lot even in 40 years from now, but in reality, it's not going to be the same $800,000 it is today. So the point being is that you need to increase your income. You need to increase the amount of money you put into assets over time. And the thing is this, so here's how you win the game of money. You do two things. You increase your income over time, right? And because that takes time, right? Whether you're getting promoted at a job or you're learning a new skill, you're getting into a new industry that pays well, right? That takes time. You do that, or you work side hustles. You make that extra money on a weekly basis with whatever side hustle you want, right? And as you increase your money over the years, right, you increase the amount of money you put into the assets simultaneously while your income increases, right? That's how you beat the game. That's how you beat the game of poverty. You beat the game of being stuck, oppressed, whatever people complain about nowadays, right? As it pertains to the money system, right? That's how you beat it. But most people think that, fighting the government or protesting or like, all sorts of like government programs is the way to like become, beat the system. It's not. Like, you know what, and again, I'm not going to go on too much of a longer rant here, but you know what government systems are, government aid programs are? They're just there to put a Band-Aid on your cut. But that Band-Aid, once you rip it off, it's susceptible to bleeding again. It's susceptible to being cut open again, right? It's not really a fix. It treats the symptom. It doesn't address the root cause. The root cause of most people's poverty is due to them, right? It's due to their poor decisions. It's due to life decisions that they made, having kids they can't afford, buying things they couldn't afford at the wrong times. And then just not saving, not investing, not increasing their income, being lazy, right? Like if you were to boil it down to a few things, that's what it comes down to, right? And so again, on going on government programs, that's great. That's there to aid you, right? If you're poor, but that's not gonna, that's what most people want. Most people want something for nothing, right? They want to live off other people's income. They want to live off other people's work. And again, that's a failing attitude, right? So again, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but you guys get the point. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys like the video, make sure to like the video. And if you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.